Good day everyone, this is the Group 8. I am Mark A. Villamor and I am here together with my members Shaira May Galindez and Rolls Canyasar. Our topic is about comply with environmental protection. This topic is crucial in giving us knowledge that would decrease the number of accidents in dealing with electricity. We have first information concerning environmental protection regulation and procedures. The regulation defines the environmental procedures and measures applicable in the electrical sector for electrical power generation, transmission, and distribution in all of their phase, construction, operation, maintenance, and phase out in order to prevent, control, mitigate, or compensate adverse environmental impact and to enforce the measures necessary to cause the least environmental impact. So ladies and gentlemen, in the field where we dealing with electricity, dili ginato malikayan ang mga possible circumstances such as being electrified, grounded, and other accidents. So we are going to briefly discuss what would be the procedures, the proper ways in handling with electrical wires. We cannot deny the fact that it is necessary for us to use tools, equipment, and even machineries. So in this way, using this kind of ways will have a huge impact in the environment because say for example, when you use machineries, magbuga gina siya of different gases that could be harm the environment. And also, when you are dealing with electrical wires, sometimes na ay mga debris na makapaingon sa environment. That is why there is what we call the environmental protection rules. The regulation contains some rules related to environmental protection measures, permissible limits, and other parameters. Natural or juridical persons authorized by CONELEC to engage in electrical power generation, transmission, or distribution are required to take technical and operative measures to ensure that pollutants in emission and discharge from their activities do not exceed the permissible limits established in national and sectional rules on environmental protection and contamination control.
Good morning everyone, I am Sharon Galindez and I am here to continue our discussion. Environmental instruments. Environmental instruments for the development of electrical activities are a environmental impact study, EIS, and environmental management plan, or EMP. The object of the EIS is to assess in advance the potential environmental impacts an electrical project, work, or installation can pose and to propose the measures to prevent, attenuate, and or compensate adverse impacts while promoting positive impacts. Only electrical power generation projects or work with a total capacity equal to or greater than IMW and transmission and distribution lines at voltage and length levels approved by CONELEC need to submit an EIA and PMA. Levels of EIS preparation. The EIS is prepared on two levels. We have preliminary and definitive. In case the interested party has a definite EIS, it will not be required to draw up a preliminary EIS so long as the former contains a thorough analysis on alternatives, including technical and environmental reasons for the selected option. Preliminary Environmental Impact Study or PEIS. The PEIS is prepared during the initial phases of electrical project studies. The PEIS must include an initial and basic assessment of the environmental impacts posed by the project and will be a basic tool for decision making with respect to the selection of alternatives concerning both sites and technology. Definitive Environmental Impact Study, or DEIS. The DEIS is prepared in the advanced stage of electrical project studies. The DEIS must include a comprehensive assessment of the environment's impacts posed by the projects and will be a basic tool for decision making with respect to the prevention, mitigation, and/or compensation of major adverse impacts and for the promotion of identified positive impacts. B. Environmental audits, or EA. The EA is a tool for assessing the compliance and effectiveness of the EMP, for verifying compliance of applicable environmental rules, and for proposing recommendations during the construction, operation, maintenance, and phase out of electrical power generation, transmissions, and distribution systems. Electrical activities in areas of national wealth of protected natural areas. Anyone interested in obtaining a concession, permit, or license to carry out an electrical power generation, transmission, or distribution project located in part or entirely in areas of national wealth of protected natural areas, the states of wealth of forests or protected forest and vegetation are required to obtain prior submission of the PAIS with CONELEC clearance from the Ministry of the Environment. Hydrographic basin management. Natural or juridical persons holding a concession, permit, or license issued by CONELEC for hydroelectric power and generation are required to abide by the provisions established in the Hydrographic Basin Management Plan, steered at preserving the quality and quantity of hydric resources. CONELEC will coordinate with the appropriate entities and promote the study and execution of the project through participative process. Control and supervision. CONELEC will oversee the compliance and effectiveness of environmental management plans to be executed by concessionaries, permit holders, and licenses, and the environment obligations established in their contracts. The electrical sector regime law and regulations, as the case may be. CONELEC will also directly or through third parties conduct independent environmental audits, inspections, monitoring, or any other control and overseeing activities. Accusations filed with the CONELEC. Any natural or juridical person can file accusations with CONELEC with respect to environmental pollution or degradation occurring as a result of electrical activities, even when not directly affected by an action or inaction. Offenses and penalties. The violation or non-compliance of the rules of the regulation are administrative offenses and will be penalized by the executive director of CONELEC. Working around electricity can be very safe on the job site when workers properly identify and control hazards, but inadequate training, lack of experience, and failure to recognize potential hazards could result in electric shock or death. So that's all my report. Thank you.